evening and welcome to the final edition of Football Friday Night. I'm Dave Siseski alongside Tony Quach. It's a bit of a different feel this Friday with all our regional final games taking place on Saturday.
That's right, David. There's a total of 7 teams who are still in the hunt for a spot at state next week. It's going to be cold tomorrow. It's going to be really cold. But the competition will heat up. And tonight, we spotlight our final 3 teams from Allen and Mercer County.
Yeah, the Thunderbirds of Lima Central Catholic are hitting on all cylinders at the right time. A team averaging nearly 40 points in the playoffs and now heading to their 3rd straight district final as they focus their attention to Saturday when they square off with the 13-0 Antwerp Archers. The high school playoffs are commonly referred to as Week 11. It just so happens that was a goal at the beginning of the season for the Lima Central Catholic Thunderbirds under 4th-year head coach Scott Palte. After starting the season 2-3, LCC has caught fire, winning 7 of their last 8 ball games. And with the win last week over Macomb, the Thunderbirds now find themselves in their 3rd straight regional final.
I'm really proud of this group. It's a really just gritty group of seniors. They have done everything asked of them for all 4 years here. They work hard, practice hard. Their continued efforts and hard work, just a good group of senior leaders I've ever coached.
Speaking of leaders, 6'2" quarterback / defensive back junior Carson Parker has been a key player in the recent Thunderbird surge. Parker says a lot of the offseason chatter fueled this team for bigger and better things.
After last season, we were doubted coming into this season, like, oh, you lost all your seniors, you guys aren't going to be as good. And we all took that personally over this offseason. We've all worked very hard. We've came together as a group, and we all, I think we showed it that we came together a lot this year.
According to the Martin RPI Ohio High School football rankings, through Week 10, LCC finished with the toughest schedule in Division 7 football, something Parker says the team certainly felt, however, also benefited from.
It'd be the Saturday after the game when we'd all wake up like, dude, I'm so dead, I don't want to go. But we knew that next week would be the same. There wasn't one game on our schedule where we're like, okay, we can kind of take it down this week. We might not be able to play the second half. We'd have to play all 4 quarters, all 10 weeks. And it definitely prepared us, I think, by far for this tournament run we're going to make.
Saturday's opponent will be the toughest test yet as the Thunderbirds clash with the 13-0 Antwerp Archers, who have a talented quarterback of their own in Carson Aldemus, who passed for over 2,300 yards with 27 touchdowns while also rushing for nearly 700 yards and 16 more scores.
You know, we've got to take care of the football. I mean, that's going to be key. We can't afford any turnovers. We have to be physical, play our game, establish a running game up front. And they have a lot of good athletes. We're going to have to tackle in space. They're very skilled and very, very athletic. And it's going to be a challenge defensively, but we're going to have to keep in front of us and make plays.
There's always a first time for everything, right? That will be the case when Marion Local and Allen East meet at Harmon Field, Wapakoneta on Saturday. The Flyers and the Mustangs both have winning streaks of 10-plus games. However, one of those streaks will come to an end in Week 14. Here's an in-depth look on how both teams are gearing up for tomorrow. It's only fitting that the top 2 teams in Division 6, Region 24, meet in this year's regional finals. The top-seeded Marion Local Flyers will clash with the second-seeded Allen East Mustangs.
We just got to stay focused on our game. We got to come in, put the work in each day at practice, and just get as prepared as we can and go out there and give it our best shot. Obviously, we got a big test this week, so we're just going to give it everything we got.
All postseason long, Allen East has dominated. The Mustangs outscore their opponents 131-7. According to Mustangs head coach Joel Billings, he says his team plans to carry the momentum into Saturday's game.
I think we're pretty confident. We've been on, quite a roll in the playoffs, and just looking to go out and continue building off of that.
The Goodwin name is very familiar with the Allen East community. Flyers head coach Tim Goodwin graduated from AE in 1990, and the Mustangs football field is named after his father, Bill Goodwin, who's a Hall of Fame coach. But ironically, this is the first time these 2 programs have met.
It's special, it is just a football game, and I've been at Marion Local for 24 years, and these are my guys, but, over the years I've had a lot of support from people in the Allen East community, so, they're a neat group.
This is Allen East's 2nd regional final appearance in program history. Meanwhile, on the other end, the Marion Local Flyers have made it to the regional finals 15 times in the last 17 seasons.
I think that's a big message to the community as just send the message throughout younger grades and everyone else that's in the future.
You know, ultimately getting back to where we were last year and possibly with the chance to go further is definitely one of the goals we had.
Both teams have scored 130-plus points in postseason play, and they've allowed their opponents to score only once all throughout the playoffs. Something has to give come Saturday.
We just got to keep marching on and chasing perfection. I mean, that's why we're here. We're chasing perfection and seeing how close we can get to it, and that's what drives us.
I think that we want to keep things simple. We want to make our players able to play fast and not have to make a lot of decisions and just be efficient with the ball and maintain possession.
Reporting for Your News Now Sports, I'm Tony Quach. We need to take a quick break, and when we come back, we hit the hardwood courts as the girls' basketball season tipped off tonight. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back. The high school girls basketball season tipped off today. We'll start things off with a pair of holiday tournaments, so let's head to Bluffton and all aboard the pirate ship. We'll start off with an NWC versus BVC showdown. Alan East and Corey Roston meet in the opening game of the McDonald's Holiday Tournament. Off the opening tip, Michaela Gilfinland taps it over to Paige McVetta, and the junior gets the first points of the game. Corey Roston up by 2. Moments later, it's Riley Jones driving to the basket and putting it in with the right. Lady Mustangs lead 6-4. Later in the quarter, Gilfinland spots up for 3. She gets the friendly bounce. Lady Hornets now lead 15-10. But Allen East shows they got range too. Jones from beyond the arc, and her triple try finds the bottom of the net. 13 points for her tonight. AE pulls within 2. Jumping ahead to the second quarter, Kennedy Truex knocks down the mid-range J. She ends her night with 11 points. Allen East takes a 17-16 lead. Then it's Jones dishing it out to Savannah Brooks, and she buries the 3-ball. A game-high 22 points for her tonight. Allen East leads by 4. To the third quarter, Jones to Aubrey Young, and Young sinks this jumper with ease. Allen East opens their season with a 63-46 win. To the nightcap, the Bluffton Lady Pirates also take on a BBC foe as they welcome in the Arlington Lady Red Devils. In the first quarter, Brooklyn Smith hands off to Maddie Russell, and Russell lets it fly. Her triple try is true. Arlington with an early 3-point lead. Now it's Leah Durlat with a long pass to Russell, and she works the glass for 2. Arlington leads 5-3. Bluffton responds. Ayla Grandy grabs the offensive board and drops it in for 2. Bluffton ties things up at 5s. Then it's Julia Mahaffey with the indirect pass to Grandy, and the 6'2 sophomore with another bucket. Bluffton with a 4-point lead. Moments later, Samantha Scholes drives to the rack, and she lays it up and in. The Lady Pirates have a 6-point advantage, and they're not done yet. Riley Eatrice grabs the rebound, sends it to Scholes, and she dials up from long range. The home team with a 9-point edge. Now it's Grandy who decides to get in on the 3-ball action. She hits nothing but net. Lady Pirates win 59-43, and they will play Allen East in the championship game back at Bluffton tomorrow at 3.
And tonight, in honor of girls basketball tip-off, I wore my high-top Jordans. So I started off with an opener between Blanchard Valley Conference and the Northwest Conference as the Ada Bulldogs host the Macomb Panthers. We head to Ada, where the Panthers took control of the first half, but the Bulldogs were hungry to fight their way back in the second, and that's where we pick up the action in front of their home crowd. Macomb up 12 in the third, and they add to the total as Lydia DeHart takes the shot in the paint, but off the miss, Cassidy Bryan is there to clean things up and add to the lead. Then the Panthers showing great ball movement as Madison Schroeder gets the ball at the perimeter and drives to the paint for the score and 1. Panthers continue to pile it on. But here comes Ada off the inbound under the basket. Olivia Burkhart finds a wide open Katie Sizemore, and here we go. Now Macomb with the tip, but Burkhart gets it out to Courtney Sumner, who buries the long 3 from way downtown. Nice shot for her. Then on the other end, off the steal, look at the flick of the wrist from Bryan as she knocks down the tray. Then Macomb driving again, but look at the defense from Sumner as she tacks on some fast break points with the basket. Sumner on fire tonight. Then the Bulldogs on the offense again as Burkhart pump fakes from downtown, gets 2 Panthers looking and makes her way around for the mid-range floater. Sumner and Burkhart with the majority of the points tonight for Ada. However, they couldn't complete the comeback as Macomb takes this one on the road 49-40. Now we head to Columbus Grove for the tip-off of Indian girls basketball as the Bulldogs host Shawnee. We start in the second quarter as Lauren Akmoudi with the quarterback pass inside the paint. Bryn Fortman is there to convert the basket. Shawnee trying to fight back. A couple of missed shots turn into an offensive rebound, and it's Marie Signon who gets the basket to finally fall. She makes it 21-10 with 5 minutes left in the first half. Later, Bulldogs still hold the lead, but that lead is cut to 11 as Sydney Burris pulls up and gets her jumper to fall, making it 24-13. That lead would be eventually cut down to single digits, but the Bulldogs come right back as Lauren Akmoudi drives in and evades the defender to get a clear look at the basket, making it 26-15. Columbus Grove goes on to win 53-49 in a close one. Now it's time for the Thunderbird girls to hit the hardwood as LCC hosts the Golden Gophers from Ridgemont High. The Thunderbirds came out on fire tonight, and it was all thanks to number 15, Olivia Stolle. We pick up action a couple minutes in, and Stolle making moves to drive the lane and get the lay-in basket. This was definitely the Stolle show tonight. Then off the Ridgemont inbound, Stolle is there again for the steal, and off the Emily Morrissey miss, Luca is there to clean it up. Stolle again here with the lay-in basket. Then Bridget Malky brings it up the floor and finds Stolle again on the perimeter, who says, why not? She hits that ball from downtown to give LCC a 4-point lead. Now Stolle with the pick from Maria Pignataro, and she drives to the point once more with a crossover and muscles her way for 2 under the basket. On the other end, Stolle gets the steal again, and she pushes it up court, and that's where she gives it inside to Kay Macklin. She puts that in with the and one. Stolle had 11 of the first 13 points for the Thunderbirds as they roll in this one. And we need to take our last break, but when we come back, more girls basketball highlights, including the CUPE Tip-Off Classic. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. The Max Marion local Flyers taking on Bryan this evening in the CUPE Tip-Off Classic at Bath. Flyers coming off a 16-6 campaign where they were second in the conference. First quarter, Jenna Nape with a drive and dish to a cutting Ava Unras, who puts it in for 2. Second quarter now, Hannah Rose is going to drive to get to the lane and pops a jumper and buries it. 14-9 Flyers. Stella Huseman driving now, and she'll find a hot shooter. And Unras, who buries it from deep for the triple. Big night for the sophomore tonight. Second half action now. Check out the ball movement from the inbound to Unras, who gets over there and drives to Nape, who immediately goes under the hoop to Nora Eckstein, who's in the post there, and she's going to find Rose. Gets it back to Unras, who buries it again. A sweet stroke for the Flyers for 2. To the fourth now, the Flyers down by 6. Lindsey Koenig with a good position. She gets the turnaround off the glass and in, but in the end, the Flyers would fall 46-33. Unras, though, with 19 points in the loss. Bath representing the WBL, taking on Versailles and hosting the CUPE Tip-Off Classic. Wildcats 19-6 last season and still finished third tough conference. First quarter, offensive board is going to go to Claire Faust, who spins and lets it go off the glass and good. Next possession for the Wild Kittens, Ann Oliver cuts to the block and goes up for the bucket. 4-0 at that point. Bath, Wild Kittens defense scrappy as well. Rachel Clark would come away with the rock. She would go coast to coast for the lay-in. Bath would go on a 15-1 run to start the game. Versailles trying to get the offense going. Second quarter jumper from Jenna Dirksen is good. Next possession, Tigers with the steal by Grace Osborne, who takes it all the way in for the layup to cut the lead to 17-9. However, Bath wins this one 50-41. Lady Commodores on the road taking on the Musketeers. Pick things up the third quarter. Fort Jennings guard Autumn Kalvalich with the cross-court pass to Lydia Dickman, who finds Rachel Von Sassen under the basket for the easy lay-in. A little more than 5 minutes left in the fourth. Now inbounds goes to Regan Ricker, who pops the jumper. Nothing but the bottom. 33-25. Perry still up. However, Perry with the answer. Mary Horston finds Miani Hall with the bucket. 32-28. Lady Commodores under 2 minutes. Nice ball movement again as Horston finds Bryce James for the layup. Perry holds on to win this one 42-29.
It's MAC versus WBL as the Lady Skins from Wapakoneta take on the Minster Wildcats. We pick up the action in the second. Minster up by double digits. Katie McClure launches it over to Kayla Lamb, and Lamb with the layup. Minster leads 21-4. Then it's Elizabeth Good who sends it to Riley Zagowski, and the sophomore drops it in for 2. Wapakoneta still trails 21-7. Now Zilly Barnhurst with the ball. She knocks the fade away. Minster goes on to win this game 53-34. That's all the time we have. Good night, everyone.
Good night.